Hey, let's talk foot pegs. I've noticed moving from my 650 to my 1250 GS that the bigger, the better. Not only for off-road, but also just everyday on-road. A larger peg feels way more comfortable than a smaller peg. Now, I never upgraded my pegs on the 650. Honestly, I wasn't even really thinking about a larger peg until I got the GSA, which comes with, well, this peg right here. And it's definitely larger. It's probably almost twice the amount of size the 650 had on. But that got me thinking, is there something better than the factory GSA? So after cruising the internet a little bit, I came across some very cool, ingenious looking foot pegs. Now you'd think it's just a foot peg, but what can you do with it? And that's how I came across these AltRider Adventure 2s. The box is very slick, almost feels like a little bit of an Apple iPhone maybe unboxing. But let's take a look of what you get inside here. There they are, the two foot pegs. So looking at the foot pegs, they are definitely significantly larger than the OEM GS. So here is the OEM GSA, I should say. The GS comes with smaller ones, where the GSA comes with these larger ones. But right away, you can tell these are larger. They're both wider and taller. Not to mention, they have a really interesting cleat system that we're going to get to in just a second that screws on the top. And of course, it could be optional. You don't have to run them if you don't want to, but according to their literature, it's not going to damage your boot to have them on, so I plan to run them. Well, I threw everything down on the table so you can kind of get a good idea of what comes with the kit. I've got the factory GSA sitting there just for a size reference of these newer pegs. You've got two different springs. They are color-coded for the different sides. You've got a kind of a two-piece sleeve bushing, if you will, that will drop down in the peg and work with the spring. You've got these Allen bolts, which come with different spacers. These larger spacers are going to give you a factory setting. That's how flat they are or tilted up. And then you can see they come with various washers, even different thickness washers to adjust that however you want to do it. And then of course you got all these cleats and some Loctite. I dropped a cleat in right here as you can see it, but what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put some Loctite in and screw all them down. I'm shooting this video at the end of 2022, and I went over to AltRider's website because I was curious, what other bikes do they have these for? And I found out that these pegs in front of me are good all the way back to the 2013 BMW, both GS and GSAs. They also have a whole list of KTMs. I'm not going to go over all the model numbers, but it's a very long list if you've got a KTM. They also have got these pegs for the new Harley Pan America, as well as the Honda Africa Twin, and of course the Tenere 700. All right, let's clear this mess and get these cleats installed. All right, the cleats are installed, as well as these Allen bolts here. Couple of tools you're going to need is a E6. This would be a female Torx bit here, as these cleats, that's kind of what makes them unique. That fits on real nice. I also noticed maybe you don't have an E6 and you might have a 3/16, so just a standard socket also fits on there quite nicely. But I had the E6, so that's what I used, as well as zipped them down with a power tool. Just set the clutch low. I put mine on 5, and then I finished them off with just a good old ratchet. And then to get the Allens in, you'll need a 5mm. I am very curious of what different adjustments are going to feel like. I'm going to start off with them flat, but I will definitely be experimenting. I would recommend you to visit AltRider's YouTube channel. They got a bunch of videos on installation of these, but for the most part, everything sits around 10 Newton meters, so I just went by feel. Once you got your foot pegs fully assembled, they're just about ready to get on the bike. The front side of these foot pegs have AltRider labeled on them, where the back is nothing, just blank. So this here would be my left foot, this would be my right foot. And what they did with the springs is they color coordinate it. Silver is left, yellow or gold is to the right. Let's go get the old pegs off and the new ones on. So we're looking at the right peg underneath, and you want to take some kind of hook tool or a very small screwdriver and just get it inside of this clip. And you're just going to pull, and the clip comes out. From there, you'll be able to push the pin up. Next, grabbing a pair of needle nose, I'll just simply pull the pin, the remainder, all the way up. Now that the pin is out, we can pull the peg clear out. We're going to grab the skinny sleeve and we're going to drop that in and catch it with our finger on the bottom there. And then we're going to put the larger sleeve like so, and then we'll put our spring in, inserting it into the hole and around the sleeves. And then from there we push it inside of the bike's bracket and we get our OEM pin ready. This is what we're going to reuse. And we apply a little pressure because at this point the spring is, we're starting to fight the spring itself. So we just need to push down a little bit and get the pin started. The pin then jumped in, the spring is engaged, feels good, and then we simply put the E-clip back on. And then I will finish it with a pair of needle nose. Just messing around in the garage, I can tell these are going to be so much more comfortable. Just sitting, standing, average riding. I can't wait to get out and test them more. But I did learn what these are technically called. These clips here on the bottom, as when I went to the left side to remove it from the bike, it was missing. It was missing its E-clip. I did find, I don't know, over 300 some of them on Amazon. They were 15 bucks, no biggie. I'll drop a link down below if you're missing one like I was missing one. But, you know, perhaps AltRider could throw some of these E-clips in the kit. That would be great. Hey, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for part 2 of this video where I get these out on the dirt and I'll come back and give you my thoughts on them. See ya.